Hello and welcome to this special first video with I have Leon here from Metaverse Explorer, the most knowledgeable person I know with respect to all things happening with Solana. He's been a valued member of the Collective Shift community for several years now, Leon, or at least it feels like in crypto years.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've leaned on his knowledge many times, and so that many of you have been asking for more information on Solana. So who better to go to than Metaverse Explorer or Leon here? Hey Leon, how's it going?
Hey man, good. Thanks for the introduction. I wouldn't agree that I'm the best person in Solana to talk about, but hey, I'm super interested in it and I can share some information to everyone in Collective Shift. So thanks for having me, man.
Wicked. Nah, it's a pleasure for you to be here, and yeah, keen to get into it. For those of you unaware, Ben did recently a one-on-one with Leon that we have also on the Collective Shift YouTube channel, so we'll drop the link to that below if you want to get to know a bit more about the man behind the name Metaverse Explorer and the channel as well.
We'll
So
get
yeah,
started, right?
let's
Yeah.
just kick things off, Leon. Where did you want to start?
I prepared some little slides for us to go through just to hit a few of the key points that we might want to talk about. Solana has been going strong, has been going, controversially for a while now, give or take. People are unhappy because of the chain going down all the time, NFTs selling out, all of this sort of stuff. So we'll just hit a few key points. So first off, this is what we're going to talk about. The Solana core news, which is, from the Solana dev team themselves, what's happening on chain, like with the validators and everything. And then we'll talk about ecosystem news. We'll talk about specifically the Solana Riptide hackathon. And then after that, specific plays I'm looking at in Solana. To be honest, there's so many plays happening across Ethereum, Phantom, Arbitrum, Optimism, everywhere. You can't ever get on top of everything. So this is just what I'm looking at. And this is just my little 90-degree view of the circle. Others will have different views. And then after that, we can have a free flow. If anyone's got any questions, or if something I said that we need to brush up on again. So that's the plan. So for now, does that sound good?
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. All right. So first off, disclaimer: none of this is financial advice. We're not your financial advisors. Please trade with caution if you are trading, or don't trade at all. Just buy BTC, ETH, and hold. First off, Solana core news. There's been a few issues, right? The first thing is where validators are constantly increasing every single day. Last I checked, I think this is about a couple of days ago, we're up to 1.7K validators. And this is both on SolScan as well as Solana Beach. So yeah, and we're actually up to node version 1.9.18. There's been a very, very big push by Anatoly and Raj Gokal, two kind of head figures in Solana, to try and get everyone upgraded to the most recent tier. And there's a whole big issue about it and why people wanted to do this and all of this stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first off, I just also wanted to bring everyone's attention to the below image over there. Recently, Solana has been chugging along very slowly at 2,000 TPS, and everyone's really upset about that. And for me, I'm like, oh, 2,000 TPS. Oh, man, what are we going to do? My transaction still goes through in 0.4 seconds. What are we going to do? People are just sad about it, 2,000 TPS. And you can see this on the actual block explorers as well.
Just for context, Leon, on a normal day, what would the typical kind of range be for TPS on Solana for those unaware?
2,000, more than 2,000. Yeah, at least. This is just when it's a little bit slower, it goes down to about 2,000. There are certain, most recently, and we'll get to this topic, there has been some time where it has dropped down a lot lower. And these are for very specific reasons that we'll talk about soon. But usually 2,000 TPS is typical, 4,000 easy.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to point that out. That's
okay. So this was a meme that was going across. Everyone wanted to see it. Anatoly was sharing it. Everyone loves this Bernie Sanders meme about, I want you to do this for a good cause. And so this is about the Solana. This is about the validator upgrading to the newest version. So this is going to get a bit heavy. If you want, you can pause this and read what the actual 1.1, 1.9.15, what the fix is, what they're trying to solve. Basically, it's about compute units. It's about transactions loading too many times and having to use too many resources. And when they even get broadcast, they still use the same resource even if they failed. And so this just doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles and just gets way out of hand. So you can pause this and read it. We won't go through it too hard because I want to explain the actual next kind of upgrade that was happening with Solana in conjunction with 1.9.15. It's called Quick. It is kind of a Google developed technology, and it's once again complicated. You can read it here, but I've got a small summary to make it a lot easier for people to understand. This isn't really a very technical kind of video interview, so it's for retail people who might be slightly interested. And if you are, you can just go and find this information very quickly. So the keyword would be 1.9.15 and then Quick. Quick. What actually is it? Basically, I talked to the devs for all this information, by the way, and I didn't put their name down. I probably should have. I apologize for that. Quick, basically, they explained it very, very well here. So I'll read it out with you and see if it makes sense. So it's like accepting letters. Right now, Solana is accepting, like you're a person, you have your own house, you're accepting letters from in the mail. Anyone can send you letters, right? Because anyone can spam you, and that's what people are doing on the network at the moment. Because everyone can spam you, the network starts throttling itself. It just doesn't work. What Quick does, it tells you that this is from this address. This is from this user who's over there. And anybody can spam you, and you don't know from where the letters are sent. So you can't block a certain sender. Quick is like accepting telephone calls, where you can screen the number first, and then you decide if you're going to block that number or accept that number. That's basically what it is. I think it's super powerful, and a lot of developers I've talked to are like excited for this to come across, because Solana has, like, everyone's happy with Solana in general. Like the developers I talk to, like, it's really good. They've got great developer tools. More developers are coming on. So it's like a bustling ecosystem that's coming up. They do have some teething problems. So that's a bit about the technical side. So you can research Quick, you can research 1.9.15. Yeah,
just to echo your points there, Leon, as well. The people talk about these teething issues, and what I've been saying to my mates and stuff who are like, what is going on over there with Solana? For me, it's like, it's just at the end of the day, basically an experimental technology.
Yeah.
And also, having these teething issues is a sign that, hey, on the other side, that I think I've been researching too much about other deeds by you guys. But on the other side, there is a strong demand for actually using it, which, as you said, there is a bustling developer ecosystem, and we've seen a real flourishing and budding NFT space and gaming. So, these teething issues are a sign that people really like this stuff and are getting it up to a certain point. It is worth just reiterating that. But yeah, we can move on, speaking of developers, onto more plans.
No, that's a good point, because Solana at the moment is still in mainnet beta. Solana has only been on like mainnet for like a year or so. Ethereum's been out a lot longer. Ethereum had so many teething issues. You got to give another chain a chance to solve their teething issues, right? You can't just like FUD them and say, now they're done, they can't do anymore, which is really incorrect. I use the chain every day. This chain is how I actually DCA into Bitcoin all the time, and Ethereum. I don't go to ETH and buy ETH. I'll just bridge it over if I need to. Ecosystem updates. Solana did recently have the Riptide hackathon, as well as there was a Miami meetup, which was happening with FTX in conjunction with FTS. So Miami is super popular with crypto at the moment. Everyone loves it. And then after that, we'll also talk about Solana NFTs going on to OpenSea, which was a bit of like a letdown, to be honest. Like, it's still on there now. We don't see much traffic. We don't see much volume going to it. So like, it's it was a little bit hyped up, but nothing really came of it, because overall OpenSea, Ethereum is still dominant for OpenSea. So yeah, it just gives another avenue, I guess, for us utility for Solana.
Keen to get into that, but don't ignore that bomb threat there you had as well, Leon. What's all that about? We gonna get into that?
I've got it. You'll see.
All right, cool.
So the Solana Riptide hackathon is it's just ended. Just is like 2 weeks, maybe a month ago, give or take. There were so many damn entrants in it. It was crazy. I try and follow, due to some previous vocal members in CS Collective Shift, I was like, you have to learn about these new protocols that are just starting their journey in hackathons. And then you follow them. And this is how, for example, I got a one-on-one interview with Stepn, and now they are blowing up. I was the first, probably one of the first people to interview Stepn, to be honest. So Riptide hackathon is finished. I did manage to get myself in there. I didn't win anything, of course. So, I was like, oh, cool, I'm doing this too. I'm part of the ecosystem. So it was a nice experience, just trying to be inside. And I actually did get a few votes. People voted for me. So I'm very happy happy. We'll talk about the overall hackathon. The grand prize winner is called Kronos, and I've got the little blurb here at the moment. Basically, Kronos is like an on-chain task scheduler. It's very simple. The idea of it is so simple, but it's so super powerful. And I think that's why they probably won. Basically, if you think about it, this is, anyone can read this as well, but I'll give a small example. So you can do, example, flash loans. Ethereum is popular for flash loans, right? We don't have anywhere on Solana to do flash loans at the moment because the transactions speed is so fast. They don't have the infrastructure for it yet. Basically, the way they're explaining Kronos is that a lot of the, let's say you have a compounding protocol, you turn your APR into APY. Who actually does this? It's not the protocol on chain that does it. They usually have bots that collect your LP, go and sell the token somewhere on the open market, and then bring the tokens back to the program and then redistribute into the LP, right? That's how APR turns into APY. And usually this is not actually done on chain. This is a bot somewhere else that receives the funds, and the funds go back to online, and then they split the funds up into 2 tokens and put it back in. What they're saying is that that's not really good, because then if that bot goes offline, then you can't compound anymore. And this is just one small example of it. The way you do this is to actually schedule that bot who runs outside of the blockchain on the actual blockchain, so that whatever happens, it's automated function. You can't, even if that bot goes offline, it still goes on chain. And I think that's super, super powerful. It really helps for that decentralization narrative that we really need at the moment. And they're saying, there's a lot of illusion about lots of things happening for protocols that isn't actually done on chain. And so it's not really decentralized. But that's the general gist for them. And so they won. I'm following them very closely. They don't have an open product yet. Any winner that I see that has like an open DevNet or some kind of mainnet function, I try and get in there, maybe make a tutorial for them, because one of these days, it could be a Tornado Cash airdrop of like 10K or bloody optimism airdrop. You never know. And some of these funds are life-changing.
100%. I think that tip about just monitoring the the hackathons and developer conferences, even who's speaking, especially for a blockchain ecosystem as nascent as Solana. I think it's important. I tell people for Ethereum these days, but particularly a younger blockchain ecosystem like Solana, because you follow the best developers, the best projects. They end up, they might build a successful project, that core team, one of them then might leave and start another project. And then like you get really strong signals of that, almost that mafia-like effect where like people refer to like the PayPal mafia. In I suppose the non-crypto world, you kind of get that effect. I saw that a lot with Ethereum as it grew up, and now Solana, I would like strongly encourage people to pay attention as well for that reason. Was this the second Riptide, Leon? I have a feeling there was one like early last year or something.
There's actually been a lot, because there's normal Solana hackathons, and then there's Serum hackathons. Serum is like another corporation entity. I think FTX and some Bankman-Fried, that's Serum side. Solana is totally different. They've had like 3 hackathons by Solana themselves. Serum's had 1.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like the 3rd or 4th actual overall hackathon in Solana, maybe 5th or something like that.
Yeah, right.
No,
that's
from ages ago when Solana was like $1, $2.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're very short on time, so I'm going to rip through a lot of these. We won't go through all of them. This is just specifically the DeFi track, and I focus on ones that have won prizes, because then, now they have funding. Now they can hire more devs. Now they can build their product. First one is Otter Cash. Think of it like Tornado Cash, literally. It's a privacy layer. There's also one called Lava Cash. They actually have a working product. You can fund a wallet, and you can't see where the previous transaction is coming from what wallet. So it actually works now. They don't have a token yet. Advent, fixed rate lending and borrowing. This is normal with a twist of concentrated liquidity. Million Finance, index funds. I am super into index funds. I got DPI. It's like a big part of my portfolio. It's not performing very well, unfortunately, due to DeFi tokens. NFTs have taken off. I should have gotten an NFT fund, NFT index fund. Optify, derivatives. I'm not really into derivatives and options, but there is a market for it. And the last one is what I'm very much interested in, which is ZK Swap. It's a zero knowledge. And I think in Ethereum and everywhere else, people are saying ZK proofs are like the next tech big play on blockchain, right? So this is like the first I've seen on Solana for ZK Tech. So I'm following them so closely. They don't have a product yet, but they have a full white paper, 25 pages, read all of it. I do not understand half of it. Not at all. I understand the English words, nothing else. So I'm going to be following it. And like, if I think there's action to be had, or if I think there's an action you should be taking, then I make a post for Collective Shift and share it with other people. Big thing, Solana gaming, absolutely right. It's blowing off. Solana is looking to be like the gaming chain only at the moment because, TPS is quick. You can settle your transactions. Block speed is quick. So what we're seeing at the moment is lots of X to earn, which is, we've heard Axie started with play to earn. Now with Stepn, you have walk or run to earn. And now there's so many other things that are starting. For example, the third place is drive to earn. Basically, it's going to be like, do this. Like the general concept is that, and I'm sure you've experienced this as well. Basically, you're in an ecosystem. You do some kind of function or contribution or use something in that ecosystem, and then you earn that ecosystem's token. And sometimes that token is worth money, and that equates to earning something. Like, probably not cents for us, but like in some people in third world countries, this might be super valuable for them. So, and then it turns into something to earn. Basically, what it is you're just earning tokens. Sometimes you sell that token. So
that X is essentially just it could be anything.
That's right. X is the concept, right? It could be walk, run, play.
Fuck, sleep is one I heard the other day. Like,
read to earn, whatever it is. You just get that token, and that's it. And sometimes that token is worth something. I think that's a general gist. So the gaming track, first one, I'm watching it closely as well. They are building like a Steam, if you can think about it like that, a platform where other people can come and you can have your own storefront for your game, where people can come, download your game, pay the subscription fee, and then that's it. Steam. Steam is super powerful, behemoth within the gaming industry, and I've got their little blurb on the right-hand side, so feel free to read that. Second is Roguestar. It's an MMORPG, massive multiplayer on role-playing game. Soul Race is the little picture of this little video we saw there. Very early days. Fourth is Laddercaster. I'm going to talk about this because it will be big. And poker is fifth. Meh, I don't really play poker, so I'm not very interested. Do you play poker?
I don't, but it seems like a lot of crypto people do.
It's got the gambling aspect, and it's got the like instant financial gratification aspect.
It sure does. So
it's crypto perfectly, right?
Yeah. It had to finish up in the top 5 somewhere.
So that's the gaming track in the hackathon. There's so many other winners. No time to go through all of them, but just keep an eye out. And this is only like maybe half of the overall winners, because each protocol had its own track, and people could submit submit their submission to each track of each protocol. So there's heaps of them, right? And they all have different little niches that they get to. I'm following.
Just speaks to how quickly this whole ecosystem is growing.
And like I said, you have to pick and choose what you're going to focus on. Time is limited. I have a full-time job. I'm in Solana because I like it. So I just like, you can't spend time on everything. So yeah, there's a few winners for you. My favorites, Roguestar, which we covered before. They have a very public team, and they have a very active Discord, and the game looks interesting so far. Another one is Laddercaster, which is on the left. Played it myself. Man, it is addicting. It is it's a board game. Think about an on-chain board game, and you actually see the board. And every turn, you get to do something, which is you loot your tile, you move your tile, or cast a spell. And these are all on-chain transactions. Cost you 0.00002 cents. And you level up your caster by equipping like equipment that gives you bonuses. Sometimes you get chests. You open the chest, you get a legendary staff that increases your looting chance. Like this, they've thought about it. It's literally a board game. It is, and it's fully on chain. Nothing of it was off chain. Currently, I've stopped playing it myself because it was so addicting. I didn't have time to make videos. So that's my account on the left-hand side there. I had to stop. But basically, I earned my NFTs, and now I'm selling them on Fractal, which is like a NFT marketplace on Solana specifically for gaming. So I'm selling my NFTs, and I set them up. If anyone wants to buy those NFTs and fund my wallet, I'm happy. So, like
In this example, Leon, this is a great, I love how you even realize your own limitations and you're like, okay, just gotta pull the brakes on this. But in this example, if you sell an NFT here, what are people actually buying? Is this able to then work immediately in the game?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Basically, you buy like a piece of equipment, it's already in your wallet because it settles automatically. It's not on Serum. It settles, and then it's in your inventory. You equip it to your caster, and then when your caster goes looting, they get that extra bonus immediately. This is like within Solana transaction speed time. So like 2 seconds, you can equip the new equipment and have it actually multiplying whatever it's supposed to be doing.
Crazy.
It's really good. It's addicting. They're about to start the first season. What we're seeing at the moment is like the MVP, just proof of concept. It works really good. It's really addicting. They're about to release NFTs very soon for their actual casters, which is the magicians on the left. And that's going to be happening, I don't know, 3 days.
May 6th. I just looked it up then. Yeah, crazy.
2 days from now. So I myself will not be buying it because if it was a speculative investment, then yes, but the time commitment, I cannot. And so I will not. All right, let's move on. Time's quick. Solana Miami, they had a bomb threat. I don't know what happened, but it was a fake, not really fake. They didn't find anything. It was a little bit crazy. People, they evacuated it, right? In the end, they found nothing. No credible threat during the search, giving the events the all clear to continue. But a lot of people had to go home early from their little meetup slash conference in Miami. And look, it is caused missed opportunities for visitors. People were very unhappy about this happening. And I don't know. I don't want to be tribalistic and say this was ETH maxis who were feeling threatened, but I won't say that because you never know. It could have been anyone.
That's where my mind went to straight away. When you, to be honest, when he said that, I was like, oh, I wonder if it was because I know Bitcoin Miami was recently.
That went off without a hitch, right? That went really well.
I would have. That's a shame. Yeah.
Very, very, very much a shame. Now, small topic. Okay, Bears. For me, not much actual substance. I can see this because they were advertising it as a culture shift. We have lots of Ethereum backing with us. I saw no product. I saw no service being rendered. They're marketing themselves as a culture shift. This is crypto. Culture can shift next week. So their OK Bears went up to about 160 Sol floor price. Now they're at 70 or something. And in my personal opinion, they will continue to go down. So I just saw marketing hype, and that's about it. So we can see OK Bears, as Nathan was talking about, was the first Solana NFT to reach the top 10 in OpenSea. And because of this, a lot of people started taking it a bit more seriously, right? And I'm sure it won't be the last Solana NFT. There will be heaps more, to be honest, because the communities are just growing on here.
Yeah, I saw. Is it DGods? Just quickly, is DGods another popular one? I saw that get up near the, it maybe top 11 to 20 the other day.
Those were selling for like 2-3 Ethereum ages ago when they first came out. It didn't perform very well, and then the community rallied behind it. It did some more derivatives, DGods to dead gods, and now a token associated with it. It's all derivatives of ape. It's all like get an NFT. Have a DAO, get a token from that NFT, monetize that token somehow in some flywheel, and get the economy spinning. That's basically what happens in all of them, right?
Yeah, you put an adjective, then you put a noun. Most of the time, that noun's an animal.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you just go ahead, and that's the first step.
These animals are going crazy. Cats on crack.
Yes.
What? And then like the price goes up. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, as a sane, rational person, I'm going to buy cats on crack. What?
Yeah, cats spelled with an E, so that's our point of difference.
I'm like, dude, like, am I doing crypto wrong? I don't know what's happening. Like, these other people might be onto something, and I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Anyway, let's go.
That's wild.
Specific plays. Stepn. Everyone knows Probably everyone knows Stepn now. GMT, GST. First covered them in the 2 hackathons ago. Basically, they are a
Wow.
move to earn, as we're talking about X to earn, right? What basically is it uses your body, your GPS function on your mobile phone. You have NFT sneakers, first selling for 2, 3 Solana, now about 15, 16. And basically, what it does is you run or walk or jog with different sneakers, and you accrue the ecosystem's token, which in this case is GST. And we'll talk more about it. Ladder caster, we talked a little bit about it, and this is my specific DeFi play in Solana at the moment, which is called Lifinity. I'm
Nice.
going to propose it to Nathan because they actually will have a P&E ratio. They are a revenue generating protocol, so you can
Right.
trade the token based on their revenue generation, right? Let's talk about Stepn.
Great.
This is what the app looks like. You got an NFT on the left. You got your wallet on the left. They have an inbuilt app wallet as well as a main blockchain wallet. What I don't like about it is that the inbuilt wallet, there's no transparency. We don't
That's
think it's
what
a
I've
blockchain
heard.
wallet. So you see in the second image, there's Vault and then Wallet. Vault is your inbuilt app wallet, and Wallet is actually your blockchain wallet. So I can still load my wallet on Phantom or any other
Yeah.
wallet in Solana.
Yeah.
Solana is what you use to purchase shoes with. GST is the in-game token. Very high, very inflationary, but also very deflationary. They have done such a good job with the tokenomics of this GST token. GMT is their governance token. And USDC, everyone knows USDC. Trading screen, and then all the different NFTs you can have on it. Let's look at a bit more about Stepn. This is their token unlock schedule. There is a giant amount of GST that will be soon unlocking. And I've seen some traders on crypto Twitter, bad source, but sometimes a good source. So they aim to sell their locked GST and GMT at a minus 70% discount for OTC at the moment. They want out. Some traders want out right now, even with a minus 70% loss, because the token is just appreciated so much. They're happy to take 70% and take it off the table.
Wow.
So I saw that and I'm like, no, I'm not getting it.
Nah.
Basically, the token has performed super well. The in-game token, has performed super well because of the bottom right-hand side. These are the mechanisms they have employed in the ecosystem to just keep getting the token going up. First off, you get GST when you start running or participating, walking, whatever. After that, you need GST to repair your sneaker because there's durability. It goes down. If you want to improve your sneaker, you need GST. If you want to level up your sneaker from level 1 to 30, you need GST, and it goes nearly exponential. So getting it to 30, you'll need so many more tokens. If you want to customize it, you need GST. If you level up, GST. If you want to mint more sneakers, you get one sneaker, another sneaker, you mint them together, you need GST to get another third sneaker. This is what people are doing at the moment. There is a giant influx of people just being able to mint more sneakers from their GST earnings. So people don't sell their GST. It's very simple. They are incentivized to keep accumulating GST to mint more sneakers to improve their ROI and not having to sell. So there's no sell pressure. And they just recently went to Binance. They've been listed on FTX. Huge customer acquisition. New people coming in, no one's selling the token because they're all in the ecosystem, right?
Wow.
There's no sell pressure, only buy pressure at the moment, until the unlocks come, and then we'll see, right? I don't want to talk too much.
That was a really, really good explanation. Thanks. Just quickly, just to probably Binance NFT, one that's like struggled, I would say, probably in terms of just adoption.
Yep.
But so to see them partnering or reaching out to Stepn, aligning with them, that's a huge like legitimizing factor, and you can almost tell Binance NFT are incentivized to put a lot of effort into this partnership and really help propel Stepn, FTX as well, to that matter.
Absolutely.
That really, like that's a green light for me as well. You could even see sometimes with these sorts of scenarios, you see the core team announce that they'll basically be skewing their release, their vesting period like further, like backdating it a bit more, just to like signal this confidence in the market. Like that
Yep.
that might happen. But yeah, those token mechanics and just that recursive kind of loop is like
They've just
super
packed it
interesting.
so well.
Yeah.
They've done it so
Yeah.
well, and I think everyone can take a chapter in their book on how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's already copies coming out and more
Yeah,
extra
I
learns.
bet.
There,
I
so you
bet.
know Solana. Sorry, I know we're going over time a little bit here, but you know how Solana is Rust and then Near is also Rust.
Yeah.
Now there's
Yeah.
already a running app that you earn tokens called
Oh, yes.
Sweat.
Yes.
And
Yes, I
you know,
saw that.
yeah, same thing, different chain.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. Laddercaster, as I talked about, we'll touch very briefly. It's fully on chain, as I said. The new ones you said is coming in 2 days. The ladder token is there. That's the in-game currency to upgrade your casters. It is a hassle to play, as I said, very time consuming. So unless you actually have the time, just like Axie, just like every other play to earn game, if you have the time, it might be worth it for you. If you live in a first world country, I'm a nurse, I can earn more money doing overtime or doing a normal shift at work rather than playing this game. So really, what's worth your time? Moving on, my specific play is Lifinity at the moment. It is a revenue generating protocol. Basically, think about concentrated liquidity. This, you can pause it here. I won't go very in depth into it, but basically they have had their IDO already. Token is there, very small, fully diluted market cap. What we see in Solana at the moment is like there's a meme, typical VC Solana pump. They always release the public tokens at a very low float, like 1% public sale, 1.5% public sale. And then the liquidity mining comes out, the APYs are through the roof, 100,000 APY. Of course, that's new tokens coming into circulation, right? Where all the auto compounders are just going to bloody take that token all the way down because everyone's getting new tokens. It's being sold to recompound your position.
Yeah.
Lifinity doesn't do this, right? It's actually a locked. The only way you could buy this token was as like a 4-year locked token. So if you weren't interested, you wouldn't get in. So this is what the general interface looks like. I just want to be very brief with this and show you something. Look at the first line, Solana USDC. They have total liquidity of only $2 million, right? It's a smaller protocol on Solana. Liquidity is 2 million. Look at how much 24-hour volume that's run through that 2 million pool. That's 3.7 million. In one day, they've used this entire pool nearly twice. And now think about the fees that you can accrue from that. The APR on this alone is 93%. The APR is 93% with minimal and permanent loss because they actually do market making with the protocol because it uses an oracle. Anyway, like I see this and I'm like, small market cap, actual product working product, small MVP. Man, I'm good. I'm going to get into it. So they have a very, very comprehensive tokenomic series, like 6 parts.
Oh, wow.
If you read it, you will understand it. They break it down like part by part by part. So I myself, I'm part of the community here. I've done a video because I wanted to share it with people. I'm not telling you to buy this. If you're interested in small plays, this is something to look at. No financial advice. So that's Lifinity. Recent issues in Solana. Yes, it did go down during the ape mint. Don't know what the Don't know what the correlation is. I don't know if there is any correlation between the same time ape was going on, Solana being hit. Basically, what happened was on Solana we have something called the candy machine, candy mint. That's how a lot of projects release their NFTs. It's like the NFT standard. Basically, what happened is because the way Solana works is like there's no mempool, there's no pay extra gas, get in front of the next guy, right? It's you send your transaction in this block, and then if there's someone else in there who sent it a second after you, they go a second after you. You can't go ahead. So how do you actually participate in the mint and be the first there? The way to do that is to send so many different transactions. This bot, this guy can send 100 transactions. I send one. Which one is more likely to get approved? The one with 100 transactions, right? So that's what's happening in Solana at the moment. And I'm going to show you this. A further update from the Solana dev team confirmed that the downtime was a result of an enormous amount of inbound transaction from NFT minting bots. Bots tried to push through up to 4 million transactions per second, an overwhelming attempt that shuttered validated nodes. To me, what does that say? Solana could handle up to 4 million transactions a second before it had to shut down. That's what it means to me, right? So what's happened to this? People are like, oh my God, this is getting crazy. We got to do something about it. So they shut off the network. We're like, guys, we really got to sort this out. So one of the devs came up with a NFT transaction bot tax on chain, right? So basically, if you send these 4 million transactions, or if you send multiple of the duplicate transactions, you get taxed. From Dune Analytics, we can see how this is going. This is live. I want to see how much tax this bot has accumulated, how much tax this has accumulated from all the bots.
So this tax only came out. This tax only came out basically soon after they put it on outage. They're like, and someone's like proposed this.
Yeah, that's right. Someone proposed this already on Candy Machine, and so far the tax has taxed 485 Solana from people sending multiple duplicate transactions.
Right.
I'm like, wow, that's good. Thank you. Now they'll be less cautious about spamming the network. I just wish they could have charged this guy who this bot that spammed 4 million transactions. That would give us some good Solana. Now the problem is these funds don't belong to Solana; they belong to the guy who runs this validator to tax the bots. So we got to figure out where these funds are going to go to, right? He might just decide, we'll fund some projects, donate it to not Gitcoin, but like I hope we have a Solana Gitcoin. That would be really good. Some retroactive funding. Yeah. So that's what's happening at the moment on the bot end. But it was only out for 5 hours. It's still running now. It's running smoothly. I have no issues. I'm still using it. That's it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want to know if you have any questions for me. We can talk about anything we've discussed, or we can finish.
Probably. When was Riptide was done? What's probably the next I suppose main sort of Solana conference or event?
So the next biggest conference is Solana Lisbon in Portugal. They go there every year. Huge news gets released. Last time?
Lisbon's another big crypto. Another big crypto city. Yeah.
I know 2 people who I do videos with on Solana. They're moving to Lisbon permanently.
Right. There you go.
Yeah, we're in it.
There you go. Yeah,
that's right. You get a few good picks on NFTs. You've got a giant capital base to work with. You just start from there. Like,
so is that within a matter of weeks?
Oh no, actually, I think that's months from now.
Okay.
At the moment, in the next short term, there isn't much happening. We're just going to see these hackathon winners start sprouting up and becoming more public. At the moment, there's lots of mints going on in Solana, such as our Community 3, all the different NFT mints, like OK Bears, DGods, there's so many. I can't name them. There's so many.
Yeah.
But from an infrastructure / ecosystem meeting wise, there's not much happening in the next month or 2.
Well, I just said you don't want to drown out the previous successful new projects. You got to give them time to flourish and blossom, as you said. One thing we didn't get to was the OpenSea adoption of Solana, but I would love to get to that next time, just to check in. Because I think it's just a behavioral thing. I think Magic Eden would still be like the go-to one for Solana. It's probably the attitude of like, why would I go to this Ethereum-based kind of marketplace? And then you're probably having vice versa. The Ethereum users are probably like, well, I only have ever bought and sold Ethereum NFTs. Why should I change? But I think eventually you'll get this. You'll get increased adoption, and I'm really keen to see how it goes. So looking forward to covering that next time, Leon. But we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for getting through that. I'm sure the viewers and Collective Shift community will be very appreciative. And you can show your appreciation by actually going to Metaverse Explorer channel right there and hitting subscribe and also giving this video a like. And it'd be awesome if you could also comment on this video, just to maybe give some feedback if you want some certain aspects of Solana covered in more depth next time. We'll definitely be receptive to that.
I'm super happy to cover most topics in Solana. Just leave a comment down below. I'll try and do a little focus on it for our next video if you want.
Wicked. Alrighty, sounds good, Leon. Thanks for that, everyone, and we'll see you again next time.
Ciao.